Hello folks, Candor here. Recently I made a video on a Lexivon butane torch that I thought was built quite well for the money. And well, the good folks over at Lexivon Tools reached out to me and asked if I would like to do a tool review on a 1/2-inch torque wrench. Well, being a retired bolter, I said sure, I'd love to see what the quality of some of your other tools would be like. And after a few days, I received it. And wouldn't you know it, I don't own any 1/2-inch sockets. But, as I stated in my last video, I said if I needed a tool, I was going to go to Lexivon and check them out first. I ended up getting a nice unique set of 1/2-inch drive impact sockets and a 3-piece 1/2-inch drive extension set, which, as far as I'm concerned, are nice enough to warrant a video on their own. If you missed my last video, then be sure to check out the links below, and also there'll be links for the Lexivon's Amazon storefront. And now, on to what you all came here to see in the first place. Okay, so the first thing that we notice is the box, and it's actually quite a nice box with some very nice graphics, and it looks like a lot of thought went into this. And on the side of the package, you'll see that it has some information about the tool, that it's been serialized, it's a 24-tooth geared ratchet, and that it has both Newton meters and foot-pounds. And on the back, you'll also see some other information like the range that it goes from 10 to 150 foot-pounds, and also its equivalent in Newton meters, and that it's adjustable in 1 foot-pound increments. Its accuracy is plus or minus 4%. It's 18 3/8 inches long, and it has a nice electro black finish, and it also conforms to ASME and DIN ISO standards. So let's see what we get inside the box, shall we? Now inside the box you're going to get a fairly nice plastic case. The case itself has some really nice locking tabs. They snap into place really good. There's no chance that this is going to fall out of this and relatively easily. And inside you'll find a plastic bag which houses the tool and some paperwork, which we'll get to in a little bit. Now the tool itself is really nice. At 18 3/8 inches long, you're going to get a lot of leverage in order to get to the maximum 150 foot-pounds of torque required. And the black finish with the yellow text makes reading this thing extremely easy. And if you're like me, who's a little bit older and your eyesight is not so great, this is a blessing in disguise. The tool seems to be well made. It's got a good weight and feel to it, and it feels fairly well balanced. It's also fairly easy to use. At the bottom is a little locking screw. Unscrew the locking screw, and then you'll be able to twist the handle and adjust to any torque range setting that you want. I suggest you go past a little bit what you're looking for and then slowly move it back until you get to the torque range that you want. Then you just lock the locking screw at the very bottom to prevent the torque from changing, and you're all set. Now, the internals of this are really nice. The drive pawl and the gearing system, there's almost no gap whatsoever. It's a tight fit. The teeth are well made, they're not rounded, and they're nicely formed. And now on to the paperwork. Inside, you'll find a little card. On the card is the website. If you go to this website and register within the first 90 days of purchase, you'll get a 2-year warranty. You'll also get a little instruction manual, which is actually quite nice. It's not overly detailed, but it's more than enough to get you started and to show you what it is that the tool can do, how to adjust it, how to use it, and most importantly, it has a conversion chart. That's actually quite nice, to tell you the truth. The other thing that you'll find is a calibration chart. Each one of these tools is individually serialized and has its own calibration chart. This is something that you don't normally see in a tool of this price point, and it's actually a really nice thing to have included. Now, I'm going to set this to 120 foot-pounds of torque and show it to you in action. Now, as I've said before, I like to take my torque wrench and take it past just a little bit of what my specification is going to be, and then slowly bring it back. I find that this is the best way to make sure that I get an accurate setting on the torque wrench. Twist it to a little bit past 120, bring it back, twist the locking knob, and you're all set. So, what are my final thoughts on this tool? Well, once again, Lexivon has fairly impressed me. Now, is this the top of the line in torque wrenches? No, it's not. But it's nowhere near the bottom of the line either. It's a nice happy medium. It sits right in between for a nice consumer model, for the backyard mechanic or the weekend mechanic. There's no doubt about that it is built quite well. Now, this is definitely a tool that is going to give somebody many years of reliable usage. There's no doubt about that. Now, if somebody were to hand me this tool out in the field someplace to use, I wouldn't hesitate to use it. This is definitely something that I feel I could use both at home and in the field. Now, this is definitely not a high-end Snap-on or anything similar, as I've said, but for the price point, which I think is around $40 some odd, you could do far worse. So if you're looking for a good torque wrench at a good price point, this is probably a way to go. Now, between the torque wrench, the sockets, and the extensions, it really didn't cost all that much. The sockets themselves cost me $17. The extensions cost me just a smidgen under $10. Not a bad deal if you ask me. So, once again, I would like to thank the good people over at Lexivon Tools for giving me this opportunity to show you this tool. And if you like what you see, please follow the links down below. Take a look at their site and see if they have anything that might fit your needs. Again, I think you might be surprised with the quality of tools. And from what I've been able to see from some of the other reviews, most other people are just as pleased. I've been reading them, and in fact, none of them seem to be fabricated. They all seem to be genuine. And while there's not a ton of reviews, there are quite a few, and I believe the lowest review that they have gotten is a 4-star. I'm definitely giving them a 5-star. So once again, this is Candor. Thank you for tuning in, and if you like what you see, stick around, because who knows? Maybe there might be more coming. Have a nice day, guys and gals, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.